Welcome to Goldwagen's Quality Tips series, where we walk you through making the best possible choice in quality parts. In this episode, we'll deal with doing an oil change. The main purposes of engine oil are to reduce friction, cool, seal, clean, and protect your engine by lubricating all moving parts. This constant lubrication helps the engine parts avoid damage caused by constant friction. Ensuring that your engine is well lubricated will keep it running smoother for longer and result in less need for costly maintenance down the line. There are a few things to keep in mind regarding your vehicle's oil. First, there are two types of oil, namely mineral-based or synthetic. It should be noted that while synthetic oil tends to last longer than regular oil, it is more expensive. Also be aware that these two types of oil can't be mixed. Mixing your oils can result in damage and even potential engine failure. To determine the kind of oil used in your specific car, you can consult your owner's manual, speak to a Goldwagen salesperson who can advise you based on the make and model of your vehicle, or check the invoice from your last general service. Sometimes technicians make a note of the oil they've used. Second, you'll need to determine the viscosity or thickness of the oil to be used in your car. Oil's viscosity is presented as a number followed by a W, which stands for winter, and then another number. For example, here we see the viscosity labeled as 20W50. Since here in South Africa we generally deal with hotter temperatures than in areas like Europe or Asia, where many of the world's cars are manufactured, we use a slightly different oil viscosity than those parts of the world. Your owner's manual should reflect this difference and make recommendations for the ideal oil thickness for your particular vehicle to function in our given climate. It should be noted, however, that most modern cars do tend to operate on a lower oil viscosity than older models. Feel free to stop by any Goldwagen store to get assistance with purchasing the right kind of oil for your car. We stock both mineral and synthetic varieties, as well as oils of different viscosities. We also have a wide array of brands to choose from, so you're guaranteed to not only find the right kind of oil, but also a brand and price that will suit your budget. There are different brands and different prices on oil with the same viscosity. This is because each oil manufacturer uses different additives and techniques to manufacture their oil. This is another reason why you should know your brand of oil. For example, Wolf Oil. Wolf Oil is manufactured in Belgium by a company with over 60 years of experience and expertise in lubricants, and which has established a unique collaboration with additive suppliers. These partnerships give them direct access to the latest technologies and formulations. Wolf Oil products are accredited by a number of car manufacturers and hold all necessary approvals and ISO certifications. This gives you peace of mind that you're using a quality product certified for your vehicle. We'll be using a 2011 Renault Sandero 1.6 in this demonstration, but the steps remain basically the same for all vehicle types. Remove the oil cap and dipstick from the engine, then jack up the car. Make sure to follow all safety protocols when using a jack, like ensuring that your car is not running, the handbrake is up, and the car's gears are set to park for automatic vehicles or in first gear for manual vehicles. You might also want to slide a stopper behind the rear tires to further prevent any slippage or rolling while you work. Upon locating the oil drain plug, you may need to remove a sump cover to do this. Place an oil collection pan or some other heat-resistant tub or bowl underneath the drain plug to catch the draining oil. Be sure to wear protective gloves from this point, as engine oil can be hot, sometimes even hours after a car's been driven. Remove the drain plug. You'll need a socket wrench or hex spanner to undo the plug. In some cases, a proprietary spanner or a special size or form may be required. Remove the plug carefully. Allow the oil to drain out completely. Replace the washer on the plug and then reseal the sump by tightening the plug back into place. Be sure not to over-tighten the plug, as this can cause damage. Always replace the oil filter before refilling the oil. You can watch our next video where we'll show you how to do this. Then lower your vehicle off the jack. You want your car to be as level as possible for the remaining steps. Pour in the new oil. You can find out the quantity from your owner's manual or by consulting one of our knowledgeable Goldwagen staff members. Once the sump is filled to the right level with the new oil, close the cap tightly, but again, not too tight as this can cause damage. Start your engine and check that the oil pressure light goes off. Let your car idle for a few minutes to allow the oil to work through all the engine parts. After this, allow a few minutes for the oil to settle down. Once the oil has settled, you can then remove and reinsert a clean dipstick, then remove it again. This will allow you to gain an accurate reading of the oil level to see if you need to add any more oil or if you need to check for a leak at the plug. If the levels are fine, you'll know you've been successful in the change. To confirm that the oil level is 100% correct, do the same oil level check again once the engine has completely cooled down. It's good to keep an eye on your oil levels. While some manufacturers advise against checking your oil levels outside of scheduled maintenance and only conducting such a check in case the oil light comes on the dashboard, some manufacturers and older models of cars allow you to manually check your levels outside of routine services. In such cases, should you or a petrol attendant see that the oil levels are low, only top up your oil if you're 100% sure that it's the same kind of oil that you have in your car already. It's always better to let your technician do these kinds of checks and replacements to ensure that nothing goes wrong. Since an oil change can be rather complex, we recommend that rather than go the DIY route, you simply purchase the correct oil from Goldwagen and then have a trained technician do the actual change for you. Need help finding quality parts? Goldwagen can assist you to make the right choice. Goldwagen, quality parts for the widest range of vehicles.